Hey everyone, David Lee here, Senior Consultant with Ambit Energy at joinambitiousenergy.com. Going to show you a little trick in this video that could save you up to 50% every single month on your electricity bill. We're going to look at how to find the true average rate on your bill and how to calculate that, and why that's so important, and actually knowing that so that you can do a fair apples to apples comparison on rates. And I'll show you how I've done this to save people up to 50% every single month on what they're paying for. So hope you enjoy the video. Thanks. Okay, so this is an actual bill. I believe this is a Reliant bill. And a couple things you want to look for on your bill, no matter who your current electricity provider is, your bill is going to have somewhere on there these two key things. So when a lot of people look at their bill to see what rate they're being charged, they look at this line here. It's going to be labeled energy charge or something similar to that. And you can see on this bill it's showing how many kilowatt hours were used in this billing cycle. So this is 1,825. And then the energy charge rate is basically 11.5 cents per kilowatt hour. You can see $0.115, so 11.5 cents per kilowatt hour. And a lot of people think that, well, that's my rate. That's what I'm being charged. But to do an actual apples to apples comparison of another rate, and this is what can save you a lot of money, you have to consider and factor the average rate. And here's why. The average rate is going to include the energy charge rate and the delivery charges from your local utility. And this is in North Texas, so this is in an Oncor territory. You can see here, Oncor electric delivery charges came out to $65.45. Now, depending on what kind of plan you have, depending on where you live, this number could be drastically different. Your bill might show $15 for the delivery charge. Your bill might show $120 for the delivery charge. Basically, the delivery charge is also kind of calculated on how much you're using. So no matter what, you always look at the average rate. And on this bill, it's down here. Your bill should have a sentence that is similar to this. The average price you paid for electric service this month per kilowatt hour is, and this was $0.151, or of course 15.1 cents. Now that is the true average rate, factoring in the delivery charges and also calculated on how many kilowatt hours they've used. It's not that you're being charged a different price depending on if you're using 1,200 kilowatt hours or 1,800 kilowatt hours. It's just that delivery charge gets stretched out more the more kilowatt hours you use, so the number is going to be different. But if you know the average rate, then you can do an apples to apples comparison. It is totally different and not an equal comparison whatsoever to compare an energy charge rate with the average rate. Those are two completely different things. So if you really want to compare rates to see how much you're going to save, you've got to compare the average rate with another average rate. And we'll take a look at one here. So remember, this one is 15.1 cents per kilowatt hour at roughly 1,800 kilowatt hours used. Okay, so here's Ambit Energy's current rates in the North Texas Oncor delivery territory. We've got Oncor selected here, and I've already put in a zip code. And here's the plans, okay? Now, Ambit always basically posts average rates. It's also called a bundled rate. So let's just take, for example, the 12-month plan. This is a 12-month contract plan, and if you're doing automatic billing, it's at 9 cents per kilowatt hour on roughly 1,000 kilowatt hours used. Now, this bill here was actually closer to 2,000 kilowatt hours used. So let's just toggle 2,000 kilowatt hours. And so that's going to stretch out that average rate to come out to be about 8.9 cents per kilowatt hour. Again, it's not a different price that you're being charged. It's just that the average rate calculates out to 8.9 because that delivery charge is kind of getting stretched out, divided by the kilowatt hours. So now we've got an actual, real, fair apples to apples comparison of rates. After the delivery charges are factored in and after your usage is factored in, we're pretty much looking at 15.1 cents per kilowatt hour versus 8.9. And you can extend the plan information here, and every plan is going to have basically this information. And you can see here the energy charge rate at 7.5 cents per kilowatt hour before the delivery charge is factored in. And if you really want to check the actual terms, you can do this electricity facts label. And every plan is going to have this electric facts label that you can check out. And basically it's going to open up a PDF that will show you those average rates here, and it'll actually kind of lay it out for you. So you can see here, again, if you're on the average price per kilowatt hour, zoom in a little bit, the average price per kilowatt hour with the automatic billing discount, if you're using roughly 2,000 kilowatt hours, it's going to be 8.9. If you're not doing automatic billing, it's 9.1. Okay, so not a big difference there, but a little bit. So now we've got we have actual fair numbers that we can compare. So we're looking at 15.1 versus 8.9. And if we just kind of did the math here, take out a calculator, and basically we're looking at 15.1 minus 8.9. We're looking at a difference of 6.2 cents per kilowatt hour. Okay, so now we can actually do the math. So to calculate that in, we'll take it down to divide by 100 to actually be able to do the math. Okay, so let me go back there. So basically we looked at, okay, I'll go back and do it again. 15.1 minus 8.9 equals 6.2 divided by 100, so we can calculate it into the kilowatt hours. So we've got 0.062, and then we're going to multiply that by 1,825 kilowatt hours used, because that's what was used in this billing cycle. That comes out to $113.15. So basically what we're saying is this bill right here that came out to $283.64 would have been $113 cheaper with Ambit Energy's 12-month plan. So that's how we can do an actual fair apples to apples comparison. And you know, you're looking at getting close to being you know, a 50% savings. You know, 6.2 cents divided by 15.1, that's a 41% savings. You can see the math there. 41% cheaper, and that's just in 1 month. Okay, that's just one billing cycle. So, you know, that might have been a high bill for the month, but you know, that's a lot of money that's being saved every month. 40% is quite a bit. So anyway, look for that on your bill. That's how you actually do a real apples to apples comparison. And if you have any other questions, drop a question below, give it a like, share it out if this helped you, if you know somebody else that this might help. And for some more tips, definitely stop by my site at joinambitiousenergy.com. And there's the site there, joinambitiousenergy.com. A lot of other tips and advice on my blog, and that's joinambitiousenergy.com/blog. So anyway, if this helped, leave a comment, question. I appreciate it, and we will see you on the next video.